The Deep Depths event is upcoming this week in Pokemon Go. We have a brand new Pokemon Go debut. We have an increased shiny chance that we need to talk about. We're going to discuss the bonuses, some tips, and even some targets in here because there's some pretty underrated Pokemon. Let's get straight into those details. Shh. Wait, stop. Before we begin, something very, very important. The day before this event begins, we have a Shelter Spotlight Hour taking place, I believe, on the 18th, which is Tuesday. Guys, every Shelter you catch in this Spotlight Hour is going to yield you 1,000 Stardust per catch, but the bonus in that hour is 2 times catch Stardust, which means every Shelter you get is going to grant you 2,000 Stardust. I want you to pop a Star Piece, which grants you 1.5 times the reward, which means every Shelter you catch, I believe you're going to get 3,500 Stardust. I'll let you do the math. Okay, let's get back to Deep Depths now. It's going to be starting off on Wednesday, the 19th at 10 a.m., running all the way until the 24th at 8 p.m. local time. Let's talk about our debut Pokemon, Nickit. Nickit is a Dark-type Pokemon originally coming from the Galar region in Generation 8. Nickit can evolve into Thievul using 50 candy, which is also a straight Dark type. The bonuses are going to be as follows. It's going to be half egg hatch distance for all trainers, and we're going to get an increased chance to hatch shiny Clauncher. Speaking about egg hatches now, what are hatching? It looks like they're going to be focusing on 7-kilometer eggs and hatching from those. A really nice pool here. We have Galarian Corsola, Pawniard, Clauncher, which of course has that shiny boost, and we also have Nickit in there. Moving into those wild spawns now, we have Murkrow, Sneasel, Corphish, Clamperl, Purloin, Frillish, and Clauncher. And if you're lucky, you might find Nickit. All trainers are going to get access to a free timed research, and the rewards coming from that is going to be 10 Cubfu candy, which is of course from that first timed research where we got that Dynamax Cubfu as an encounter. We can get one mysterious component. We're going to get encounters with event-themed Pokemon such as Nickit, for example. It's going to be 2 times Stardust for catching Pokemon. This is one little change I've picked up already. Part of this timed research is that once we complete this timed research, it is going to activate 2 times Stardust for this event as well, which is amazing. Along with that, trainers can purchase a paid timed research ticket for a total cost of $2. And again, the rewards there are going to be 2 Super Incubators, 1 Star Piece, an extra encounter with Clauncher and Nickit. There's going to be a timed collection challenge focused around catching Pokemon and evolving Pokemon. And once we complete those challenges, we can get some XP, some Stardust, and some more encounters with event-themed Pokemon, again, probably such as Nickit. Time for our top tips, starting off with number 1, which has to do with candy gains. If you guys didn't already see or notice, every single wild spawn is either a water type or a dark type. We want you guys to evolve a Mega Gyarados specifically. The reason why is that when you evolve Gyarados into Mega Gyarados, it becomes or it takes on that dark typing, which means that if you have a Mega level 3 Gyarados, you're gonna hit every single type in the spawn pool, which means you're gonna get so much candy, but specifically the XL candy, for which you might need for some of these Pokemon, which we're gonna touch on in a little bit. Tip number 2 is gonna be surrounding those 7-kilometer eggs. First off, I'm so glad and it feels like they are listening to some feedback. This egg pool is so small. There are only 4 Pokemon hatching in here, of which, again, we're going to run through them again. It's going to be that Galarian Corsola, Pawniard, Clauncher, and Nickit. But bear in mind that every Clauncher you hatch here does have that hatch shiny boost, and that shiny Clauncher going into the Clawitzer is an absolutely stunning Pokemon. Of course, you can get that Nickit too, which is our debut, but look at that Galarian Corsola. This Pokemon, if you actually go by folklore, this Pokemon is technically extinct, and Galarian Corsola is a strict ghost type, but when it goes into Galarian Corsola is one of the best budget type Pokemon in the ghost type raid attacking category in the entire game. And if you look at the shadow form of Galarian Corsola, it's such an excellent opportunity to try and get candy as well as XL candy, because if you get a good shadow, it's currently ranked 9th. It's in the top 10, so incredible opportunity to get the shiny, but also the candy and the XL candy for that. And tip number 3 is a very quick one, but once you activate that 2 times Stardust after completing that timed research, if you do have extra star pieces, or if you do really want Stardust in the game, remember to throw in a star piece so you can get extra Stardust per catch. Don't forget about that Shelter Spotlight Hour though, huge. Now we're gonna talk about our targets. Our first one is gonna be Murkrow. Unfortunately, Murkrow going into Honchkrow. Honchkrow is terrible in the Go Battle League. It's a very glassy Pokemon, but as a budget raid attacker in the flying type category, as well as the dark type category, it can put in some work for you. And if you are lucky enough to have the shadow version of that Pokemon, Shadow Honchkrow hits pretty hard, and it's a good opportunity to get candy for that. Target number 2 is going to be Sneasel. Now Sneasel going into Weavile, not a great Pokemon, but it's the Shadow that we really want to try and get candy for if you don't have it already. If you look at Shadow Weavile as an Ice type attacker as well as a Dark type attacker, extremely glassy, but this is the definition
of a glass cannon.
This Pokemon hits tremendously hard. Great opportunity to get candy for those Shadow forms. Target number 3 is going to be Clamperl. Very quickly, Clamperl can either go into Gorobus or into Huntail, but what a lot of people don't realize, if you look at your Hoenn Pokédex, a lot of people think that they have these Pokemon registered, but because Clamperl doesn't really spawn that often in the wild, a lot of people don't even have these registered in the Pokédex, so make sure to get Clamperl to get Huntail and Gorobus. And finally, this as our main target, I want you to look at Lady Frillish going into Jellicent, the pink form of course. Lady Frillish in the Go Battle League right now, guys, the most annoying, one of the most annoying Pokemon to fight against. In the Great League right now, it has a current ranking of 17, and in the Ultra League, this is what we're talking about with that XL Candy and those candy gain tips, guys. With its XL Candy, in its XL form, currently takes the 10th spot in the Ultra League, which is so impressive. And with that Water and Ghost typing, it is such a good Pokemon because it resists a lot and you can't really hit it that hard in the current meta right now. So that is going to be our main target. We have Totodile Community Day Classic coming this weekend, as well as Mega Absol Raid Day. Very important to mention, Mega Absol has just got an update. It is going to be far better than what it was, and we're going to bring to you why. A quick mention that in Mega Raids, we still have that Mega Swampert in there. Again, a brilliant water type attacker with that Hydro Cannon, of course. And if you do have it in the ground type category, it can do some very big damage with that Earthquake. So raid that if you don't have one. Guys, really appreciate you being here. Smash that like and subscribe button. We are working really hard and we really want to grow the following and grow with you guys together. Thanks for being here. Love you all, and we'll catch you on the next one, baby. Shh.